Okay, so today's chat is supposed to be about lighting. I doubt that's how it'll pan out, but I think we'll start on lighting. I have lights on my tank. Who else has them?
I do.
It's yeah, so I run Ecotech Radians, XR30s, G5s, and G6s. I have had excellent results with them. I have AI Hydras in the shop tank. Don't do much with them. And I've only just recently started measuring power. Bit of a game changer. And I have definitely had my lights far too low for far too long. Had no idea about the whole symbiont thing and colouring corals. I actually found when I ran my lights a lot lower a few years ago, I had better colour in some corals, but that was before I started doing SPS. Now that I've gone SPS, just turds, absolute turd brown, every single one of them until I started cranking them about 2 months ago. And the colour difference is absolutely amazing. What does everyone else run? Jim?
What about you, Ron? What about your time frames? How
12
long are you
hours.
running your lights?
12 hours.
12 hours.
7 till 7. Yep. With an hour
And
ramp.
with your radions, you got like a ramp and
Yep. 1 hour ramp up, 1 hour ramp down. And I only have them at peak intensity for 3 hours during the day, which is now 90% of the total output, which I've been scared to do, and I don't know why. And I've had nothing but better results since I cranked it, although I have had to start positioning species of corals in my frag tank differently. When I had them running at 50%, I could just throw them in, blanket the tank with the 3 lights and not give a shit. Since cranking them up 60, 70, 80 and now maxing out at 90%, I've now had to move my Goniopora, Goniastria, Cyphastria to the outskirts of the tank where there's not as much intensity. They started to shrivel. Polyp extensions started to become a lot less, things like that. But apart from that, all the SPS have amazing colour on them now.
and did you say
Also been
G5s?
G5's on the reefer behind me and G6's because, I wanted G5's for the frag tank, but G6's had been launched and I did ask for G5's and he said he had some, but he said he couldn't sell me them. Why would you not want rid of your old shit?
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, that's
Very weird. So where did those lights go? You just got a garage
Warranties.
full of fucking G5s, G4s, G3s. What? I mean, warranties. Yeah, you remember? Maybe right there. Yeah.
That was a weird, quick transition, right? That something about they went out with all the G5s and they're like, "Fuck, we can't buy any more of these certain LETs," and it's just slightly fucking different. And now it's got to be a G6. It's just different enough
Is
to
that
be a
the
G6.
Is that what happened?
Yeah, they just couldn't get any more of the same exact things. Like I think blame it on COVID. I think they were, but yeah, they just couldn't replicate it again.
That's the
So
first
they had
I've
to
heard of that, but that
they
makes
had to they
total
had to go a
sense.
different path.
Oh, all better though. Much better
Yeah.
light.
Right? Yeah, no,
Come
they
and
just
buy
couldn't make
them.
it anymore.
Well, there you go. Every day's a school day.
That was at Mac. Now I was talking to him at the booth, the wholesaler.
Okay. So I just
I
want.
have also have a G6, two G6 Radeons, and I like them. They're on LPS tank, but I only have them on an LPS system. I also have a pair of super old uh, XR30 G3s that sometimes once or twice a week I have to reset the power strip. One doesn't work, but if I turn it on and off, it all works again. It's
Fixes
pretty fucking
everything.
old.
Of course it does.
Works on everything. Yeah. So,
Works on everything.
so you like the Radians then?
I really like them. I had, I'm a store, so I get the discount. It was 50% off. And I
And what is your
also,
store, Zach? If you don't mind me asking.
Great Lakes Corals.
And do you have a website?
We can find us on Facebook and you'll get us a little bit better. See what's going on a little bit easier.
Oh, there you go. Tommy Lee down there is just giving us a little look at.
Hell yeah. I don't remember what we were talking about now, though.
You like your Radians. You've got G3s, G6s, did you say?
Yeah. The G3s, I have them cranked almost all the way up. The G6s, I run at like 70%. But I ordered the 15s and I got the 15s mounts, but they sent me XR30s by accident.
I do remember this story.
Yeah, that was badass. So I didn't say anything and just made my own mounts instead.
Sounds good. So what other lights do you run in your store then?
Big on the black boxes. We have I think we're around 33 black boxes right now spanned across the store. And it was probably cost the same as the two Radions, or damn near close.
For all 33?
I mean, if you bought, they're only $140, $130 a piece when I bought them. Bought
120.
100 when I bought them, they were 134, I feel like. And I spent like $2,500 on the store's lights, and then I continuously just added a few here and there later on. But filled in all the gaps. I couldn't have done it with Radiant. That would have been impossible.
I don't know how. I mean, obviously they get a good deal on it and stuff like that, but like Worldwide Corals and like Chris Meckley and places like that. I know Meckley doesn't run Radiants, obviously, but all these places that have hundreds of them, I don't know how that's even possible.
Must be success.
I mean, there's success and then there's fucking Radiant success though, isn't there? I mean, to buy
Yeah.
if I didn't get them at wholesale, I would not own one. No chance. I mean, I had to save up for 2 years to get my 3 AI Hydra 52 HDs. And even then, the day I went to actually like my final payment for them, I was like, this is a disgusting amount of money to put lights over a fish tank. And that was 7-8 years ago.
What do you think you're paying for?
Wow.
Yeah, that's what I want to know.
Yeah, what are you
Is it
paying?
Is it the app?
Oh, the incredible app. I don't know if that's
Yeah.
It's funny, I've heard the word Mobius literally translates to the word abortion in other languages. So
We have a local really struggling with we sold him a light and it ends up he's having a hard time with Mobius and he's kind of upset with us for selling him the light that's the frickin' Mobius. And
I'm jumping on the Mobius train here and just having a laugh. I have only ever struggled with it maybe 5 times, and it's just been the timing goes out. So, you know, I'll come in some morning and the lights are normally on and they're not on. And then half an hour later they come on and it's like, So you click on set time to the same time as your phone, for example. And it just goes, and that's it. It's fine. But just what makes it slip? What's going on there?
Yeah, the same exact issue. He had it 26 times last week in like one day. He'd walk out the room and before he'd walk out, it was back to a weird time, 5 a.m. in the morning or something.
So do you have an account and you just completely and utterly fuck with his lights?
That'd be funny, huh?
Upgrade. Triggering lightning storms even though he told you he had epilepsy.
That's funny. First, everyone else seems to like black boxes too in here, and then some Rifuno fans.
Yeah. Right? So, Jim, what are you running?
Black boxes. Bipars. I don't know. I think it's people are crazy with money in this hobby. I just think it's insane to spend $1,000 on one light. I think that's absolutely insane. I think it's absurd. I think it's grotesque. It's just ridiculous. Why? $1,000 for one light. My tank would have cost $4,000 just for 4 lights. and I
That's a
spent
lot.
$2,500 on the entire setup.
I
You
am
probably
gonna
need
lock
more
up.
lights if you had like radions or something anyway, because the spread on them isn't as good as the black boxes.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never been one to do testing, or I don't really get into the videos of testing, so I don't know what you're getting for your money. Like, you're getting a controllable app. I mean, that works with Neptune stuff, or what? Like, I don't know.
Not even, I don't think, does it?
Only
So
if
it's
you buy the
Mobius is,
MXM module.
Just a module.
and does Mobius allow you to run um light schedules, like coral spawning type light schedules?
You can download
Mobius.
you can download all sorts of different schedules and things like that. Yeah.
So
I'm
yeah,
going to drop
I don't know. I don't.
photos of your tank in here just to let people see exactly what Viper
A
black
what?
boxes can produce.
Yeah, it's and I only run my lights for 8 hours a day. So, and at about 50% max lighting from the Vipars.
Do
So
these?
8 hours a day.
So have you got them ramping, or are these
Nope.
boxes just on and off?
On and off.
Okay. So how do you control that? Can you set a time on the light, or do you have it on?
So Vipars are super basic. They have two channels, a white channel and a blue channel. So initially you can set up your white channel's power by percentage and your blue channel's power by percentage. So I think mine runs at 40 or 50, 45 or 50, around there percent blues and like 20% whites. And they both then can be turned on independently with just an on and an off set program. So my blue and whites turn on at 11 a.m. My whites turn off at 9 p.m. So 10 hours. So 9 p.m. and then my blues turn off at 10 p.m. So I have one extra hour just to see the tank kind of fluorescent under blues.
And you
If
put
I'm
that
up,
on the light.
it's on the light.
Okay.
It's no Wi-Fi, no nothing. It's just on the light. And there must be a little battery in there holding the program, because if the power goes off, it remembers the program. So yeah, and they used to be you could change your power setting infinitely by like 1%. And the new Vipars now only change by 10%. So you
I was
can only go
disappointed.
10, 20, 30. Yeah, I mean, they're black boxes. What's
Why'd
the
that change,
difference
though?
if you? Yeah, I don't know, but what do we really know? Like, is there a huge difference if you run it at 25 or 30?
I know
You know,
visually, I hate the whites on the black boxes. I think they are not appealing. I also feel like when I'm trying to take an appealing picture to show somebody, when I use like a higher end light that boasts better spectrum, I seem to get better pull of color from my camera than when I use just that blue lens or with a little bit of that white on my tank.
oh yeah, so you're talking about, because the Vipars, the minute you turn on white, it drowns out the blue big
Completely.
time.
Even like
Yeah.
1%.
Yeah, even 1%. So like that's why when I run my blues at night, it's just turned the white off. Like the white is off. You can't really get a good like Windex tank with Vipars unless you turn the whites off. And then it's just blues.
Which would be odd.
But I'm not a
because we
big
don't run whites on our LPS system. It's only been blues since.
Yeah. That's interesting, that because I don't think about that, because I like a whiter lit tank. So
So is there a lot more white LED diodes in the Vipers in comparison to blue then?
Well, I guess I didn't count, but I think it's about even.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
It's about even, but like the whites are just super overpowering.
They're yellow, kind
And
of.
actually,
yeah, you have more whites.
those particular black boxes are better than some of the other ones. I've got one of the Lezon or Philzon black boxes too. Man, as soon as you, it's got the dials on it. Yeah.
Yeah.
As soon as you click the whites on, it's like that's it, white.
But
It's
those
crazy.
daisy chain, and those are cool that they daisy chain.
Yeah. I wish they had like a timer and stuff on them because they might be a little bit more viable if they had a timer on them. That was what I started with, was that one. That's a bigger light. That's a 300-watt light. And it was over the 46 I had in my living room. And I mean, it was okay, but I wish I had a timer and stuff in it.
So I was big into BRS when I first started, just because I needed to take in a ton of information, and they had but I also liked Marine Depot. They were putting out videos too. But BRS did a lot as far as raw data. Like, forget about their sales shit and pushing this or pushing that. You could get a lot of raw data, and they did do like just a PAR and spectrum analysis on a lot of different lights, including Vipars, including, I think, Philips, including a couple other black boxes. And I mean, that's what you don't see when you just buy a black box. Like, Vipar's legit with their spectrum, and they're legit with their spread. Yeah, it's not a Radeon, but I bought mine for $120 each. So I have 7 lights, $840. 7 lights.
Nice.
7 lights, $840. That would cost me $7,000 fucking dollars if I bought XR30s. Like, fuck you, Radeon.
Hard
right?
to beat, man. Yeah.
7 fucking
fuck
grand. That. Fuck you.
If I was to complain, I can't set the clocks the same all at once. So I have black boxes turning on in the morning, all fucking over the place at different times.
So
it's over in a second.
I set my lights, because it's such a long tank, I set them, this one for this minute, this one for the same minute, this one for the same minute, this one for the same minute. Then it's like a sunrise. Because there's like 20 seconds different on each one.
That was Mark did a video about that years ago, like 10 years ago or something. He would do his lights like that to mimic it.
Who's that?
Meliv.
Levinson?
Yeah.
Meliv? Yeah.
He did that with his halides. I think he ran.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, like 400-watt radios. If I remember right.
He stuck to halides for a long time. He did.
John, are you completely clean shaven?
Yeah.
No way. Sorry, tangent. So if this frustration of setting your lights at different times, Mr. Budnick, in your store annoys you, can you not set the time slightly differently to try and catch it out?
So we do, but they also don't. Man, it's like I know it's a fucking digital clock, but it's like they're wound different, man. Because sometimes they'll stray like 5 minutes to 7 minutes apart. And like, I know I did not set the time to
yeah,
that.
they do. They do stray.
Right next to it.
That would drive me fucking nuts.
They do a little bit.
That would drive me nuts. But no!
But
as you're told.
Oh, and then daytime savings, man. That sucks too.
Don't get me started.
Why? I don't even change them for daylight. I don't change mine for
No,
daylight
I
savings.
don't change mine either. No, just let
It's
them
like
go.
they turn on. They turn on when I'm not around, and they typically turn off when I'm not around. And it doesn't matter if it's an hour either way. So I don't
Yep.
usually even see them. Sometimes I purposely wait to see them just to make sure like everything's happening the way it should.
I change them every year, always. So they fluff
Well,
at that
you're
same time when people are in. They got to fluff right.
yeah,
I
no.
love the attention to the fluffing.
Fluffer.
The fluff. What and Ron, are you? What about Z Dubs? What are you running? You got to tell us. You got the Chinese strips too, which I thought about getting the Orphic
Those are
fakes.
cool.
You have
Yeah, so
Chinese strippers?
what's that?
You got Chinese strippers.
Yeah.
Yeah, so these Chinese strippers, they're AliExpress. It's 4 foot, 450 nanometer. I think I paid under $100 for both. I think it was like under 90.
Are those 44 foot?
Yeah. They're just under. I mean, I said 46 inches. And then my main lights right here, they're the Unos, Gen 1, 3.5 Unos. Spectrum based on Telegram, meeting what is the equivalent of Ecotext AB, but I tweaked it just a little bit for my eyes. It's a little blue, wanted a little bit more white.
So did you download a program onto the lights to simulate the Radian AB?
No, so he has various different types of instruments. Jim Telegram does for color spectrum and intensity bar, right? So pretty much most major lights on the market, he's had his hands on by various different people, like our Taters. Taters donated for testing. I think it was Gen 1 Unos. And it was actually both of them that pretty much got me on the boat 2 years ago or so.
I know they talk about them quite a lot on Reef Beef as being like really good lights. I'd never heard of them until that, and I don't know anyone who sells them here.
So it's only one person. His name is Daniel Liu. He's, I don't want to say the inventor per se, but he's the creator and seller. I think he does technically do wholesale. I'm not 100%, but I'm pretty sure he does do wholesale.
Yes.
But it's like brick and mortar, like Zach.
Yes, he does.
Yeah.
Okay, so do you sell them, Mr. Budnick?
No, I asked for some, and he had changed his rules on how many you had to order, and it was just a little over my budget. So I went to eBay and I bought more black boxes.
Well, you snooze, you lose.
Yeah.
If I remember right, I paid $350 per. The newest right now price for a Gen 2 is $450, I want to say. Even then, you're getting a light that beats out Radeon. I'd say probably the last 2 to 3 gens in both one price. You're looking at about half the price, if not less. And general intensity. The newest lights that come out, if you have every single setting going, 280 watts. Plus, it comes with, if I remember it, 3 sets or 3 differences for spread, like lenses, reflectors. You can go no reflectors. You can go, I think it's like 90 and 120 for rate. So you have a lot of different mounting options based off your intensity, your general spread. I mean, I don't know. I was sold on them.
$480.
Is it 480 now?
It did go up a little bit. He mentioned it in the email that price times has changed. Costs add up.
How much of a spread do you get from one of them then? Is that one single puck? Or is it?
Yeah, so it's here, give me a second.
See, Mr. McLean has gone with sleeves today.
It's 36 diodes, but
Okay.
if I remember it, some of them are double diodes. You can't go fuck or reverse. Double diodes, but I think I can get these up to about 170 something watts, like 172 watts. Although that's obviously not needed. It's a little overpowered, but I'm only running these at peak 70. So I have, I think it's like 5 light profiles throughout the day. I have sunset, where it's intensely blue. And then about 9 o'clock, from 9 till 9, it ramps in, I think it's like 5 or 6 stages of intensity. All the same profile, just intensity. LE bars, they come on, they're just a dummy timer. So
Within the strip, or is it a Wi-Fi?
So no, it's a dummy strip. The strip itself's on a Wi-Fi plug though, like a wall plug.
Oh, do you use the wall plug for your on-off, or do you use it within the strip?
Yeah, it's the on-off. It's the on-off, but it's also the timer. You know what I mean? So it's like 7 days a week. It comes on, I think 9 or 10 o'clock, and I think I have it turning off at like 6 p.m. So, yep. Another light I have experience on currently is the fuck are these called? Wait a second.
I've never heard of the what the fuck is this called light.
Name brand.
It's not
That looks like
Aqua.
AI Hydra.
Is that
No.
a smart farm or some shit?
Yeah, it's the Smart Farm. Yes.
Yeah.
Who the fuck names these things?
China.
Chinese people.
Who farms
Yeah.
smats?
Hogwarts.
I'm a
Oh, you wouldn't know.
schmat farmer.
Yeah, they're not bad lights. I mean, the price, I think it's like, I don't know, 100, 120 bucks. They're pretty intense lights. Their blending is decent. They're programmable on the thing. They have a remote technically, but it's pretty fucking stupid. Pretty much you're set once you actually figure out how the fuck to program these things. Again, settings are very similar to that of Radion's AB, since they've kind of set a standard for the industry now of hitting the chlorophyll bands for coral with xanthanol. So
Jason, what are you running?
Black boxes. Black boxes for life. I'm cheap
There's a
and
definite
poor.
theme running
For
through.
life.
Yeah, I mean, I've got one over my tank now. I've got another one to go over the new tank when it goes up. Probably going to get another one at some point in time when this tank gets taken down and then put back up. I'm going to need another one. So
when you add more lights to that, so you're saying you've got one. Do you have another one on its way? Did you say?
no, it's sitting here in a box in this pile of shit behind me.
Okay. And then you're going to add another one. Do they change how the lights look or function at all, like through generations? Are they going to be exactly the same over your tank?
I mean, they look the same. The new one looks exactly like the old one, but the new one, like we said earlier, you can only adjust it by 10% increments as opposed to 1%. The one that I have, you can adjust by 1% increments.
I just wonder how the color will look, if you've got 3 above a tank of multiple generations.
I mean, I run mine like my light's screaming. It's at like 95, 20, I think, 95 on the blues and 20 on the whites. Like mine is screaming. So I don't know. We'll see. I mean, of course, there could be some diode degradation. That light's been hanging over that tank for, a couple of years. So we'll see when I get the two of them next to each other how it looks. There may be, I don't know if there's going to be a visual difference. Maybe there will be, maybe there won't be. I'll deal with that when I get to that, point though. So, I mean, it is what it is. They're not that expensive. So if I have to replace this one with another one, it's like $140.
Yeah, the price
I mean,
changes everything, and
yeah, I mean,
to that.
you don't have to stress. I'm not going to stress about it. Like it is what it is.
I bought
it's cheap
two
enough
before
that
Christmas through that eBay site, and they were 119 each.
Nice.
yeah, I wish I would have got on
So-
that. I just didn't have the extra cash right then.
I just noticed that same thing with what's that?
That $119 is incredible. That's
Yeah, I know.
Really,
It's fucking-
really, really good value.
Yeah.
Has anyone
Yeah.
like broken or burnt out any type of light for their reef aquarium?
I mean, I burnt out a black box, but I have no
You did?
idea what it was. I got a black box probably about 10 years ago from my LFS, who I have no idea why he was selling black boxes, but it was $100. I was just trying to keep some LPS, and a current USA light strip wouldn't fucking do it. So I'm like, yeah, sell me one of those or two of those because I needed two. And they both burnt time. It took like 10 years for them to burn out, but they did.
Fucking 10 years is not bad, is it?
That's long.
Yeah.
I'd
I
be
mean,
burnt out.
if I get 5 years out of each one of these lights, I'll be like, hell yeah, I got my money's worth.
Ooh.
Yeah. The bad thing about it with that melt, the
Is that
puff
prime?
melt,
Is that prime?
Yeah.
Dude, I almost bought those. I'm glad I didn't.
$225
Is
a
that,
piece now.
is that not $250 a month for a prime? No?
Yeah. Something like that. That's what I pay.
Or
My
Optimus.
son's got
Optimus.
my oldest son's got two of those
264
over
for
his
a brand
tank.
new.
I've replaced the lenses on both of those.
Huh?
On the
264.
primes? On the primes?
Yeah.
This was
By
a used
two-
one someone had brought in, but I think I burnt it.
God fucking
Well,
damn it.
Yeah, I replaced the lenses on them. I think
happened, Zach?
the one that I replaced the lens on twice. The first one that he got, and then the second one, I think I replaced the lens on just once.
What happened,
Yeah.
Zach?
I don't know what
What'd you-
happened.
What'd you do, Zach?
Nothing.
Splashing?
Yeah, just annoyed.
At least you didn't drop your phone in the tank. It's about 10 feet away.
Yeah.
I had a
Mr.
also had a
Mr.
used
Berry.
Radeon that broke.
Oh? What
A
gen?
You got a
used
what?
Radeon. A used Radeon. It was a Gen 3, so it was older, but it was more so the SD card. I kept I had to take it apart like 3 times to get the little SD micro thing. It kept falling inside of the light, and it was at that point you had to like connect it to your laptop to control it, or you had to have a reef link or something like that.
Yeah.
And it really was just a horrible, horrible thing.
I mean, people complain about Mobius, but oh my god, just try ReefLink.
Yeah, I heard that was an absolute ass.
I hated it. Hated it. And I was like, you guys was like, hold on. I got them at wholesale tank. I got the lights for about £300 each, but I was still like, I've got to do what? To program these? Come on.
It was tough.
Oh, it was.
They don't make cords long enough.
Yeah, and it had that tiny little fucking. Yeah, I know the exact little hole you mean.
Yeah.
So the bit inside that the cable connected to kept popping inside the light.
Inside, and then you could hear it when you'd shake it.
Fucking.
Awesome.
What about Dr. B?
Yeah.
Dr. B's on here.
Come on, let's hear about the ping pong ball lights. He's maybe not clothed.
He might be busy working.
Is he working?
He's operating on somebody right now. I just got his earbuds in.
Probably.
And he's listening to this.
Probably surgery.
This is not what you want in your ears. Cut the blue or the red one, just cut them all.
We need to help him relax. We'll give him some ASMR, Ron. Start chewing.
I knew you were going to ask. Oh, can you smell the vinegary scent?
You got to whisper. You got to whisper.
Oh,
Wait,
these are salt and vinegar walkers. They are suitable for vegetarians, and they are salt and vinegar. So let's first sound I'm going to do is I'm going to lick the crisp. Are you ready?
Can't hear it. You have to lick harder.
That's what I mean. That's what's so fucking stupid. You've got to lick. Did you just say lick harder? Okay. If Dr. B is inside someone right now.
Sorry, I had to step away for a moment. Apparently, I missed out a whole conversation.
You did, Michael, and now you're spoiling my ASMR. So that was just for Jim. I literally bought that packet of crisps too because I knew he was going to.
Oh man.
So, Mr. Berry, we're talking about lighting. Would you care to share everything about your lighting, including ping pong balls?
Big balls.
Well, I have reef breeders and max specs, as on the big tank at least. The other ones have black boxes.
Black box.
Yeah, black box for the win, it would seem.
Yeah, they're cheap
So
and
what-
they work.
What are you running? Like just full power, or do you?
Pretty close. It's like 90% on all of them.
Yeah.
I got
it's
a
working.
UV recently, or not UV, ozonator. So I may actually go down on the par because once that starts up, the water is going to clarify a lot.
Oh yeah.
Big time.
Mike,
But
are
yours
those
isn't.
max spec razors you're using?
Yeah, the 4-foot ones, 300 watts.
Yeah, that
But
was
your
the first fish tank light I ever had after T5, and I have to say I really liked it.
It's simple.
Yeah, I only had softies, and it was fish and a few leather corals and things like that. But the way it looked, the way it performed, I couldn't fault it.
Yeah. I mean, basically, it's like a 4-foot black box. I mean, it's just you set the intensity and just ignore it otherwise.
Yeah, a friend of mine, not long after I sold that tank, he bought a small tank and he got the Max Spec Recurve, which is basically a razor, but it has two sort of like light bars either side that you can like curve down or. What is Jim doing? The fuck is Jim? Oh no! I've
He's
just
frozen.
realised what he was doing.
I missed went over my head.
No, it's not. It's still there. Look closer. It seems Mr. McLean is on crack. Jim sees everything. Took me a while. Oh my god. That's a highlight of this one so far. So Mike,
So
do you want to talk about the programming of your lights and maybe a little bit about your potential coral spawning?
So the reef breeders are set with gradients, so they come on at like 0% and ramp up. The max specs just turn on. So that basically gives it kind of like a dawn dusk thing. But I also actually have two homemade lights that are on each end of the tank that literally imitate sunrise sunset. And so they ramp from basically 0 to whatever. The reef breeders really don't start at 0. They start at like 10%. So the homemade ones actually start at 0, so they can produce very low par at first, just to stimulate or simulate sunrise and sunset.
And are the ping pong ball lights, they're moonlight, am I right?
Yeah, those are the moonlights.
Just like Zach,
gonna-
like
And where did you get those? Those are
Amazon. Or I mean,
So they're
they're from Apex, but
The moonlights are?
yeah, they're Apex moonlights. I just put ping pong balls on them.
I didn't know about
And-
those.
I've never heard of
do
them.
they ramp, or is there any, or are they just on off?
No, they ramp.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they like I literally used my iPhone last week as a par
Oh.
meter, and they actually are about 10 times as bright as they should be for moonlight. Whether that fucking matters or not remains to be seen.
America.
Yeah, exactly. Like, look at my moonlights. But
Lunar
Anyway.
simulator, lunar LED strings.
yeah, that's actually one of the few modules that actually works right. So
Are these
but-
older, Mike? I have never heard of these.
the LSM,
Hey,
it's just
yeah.
most people don't like install them. They've been around for a while.
So what did you say it was again? Sorry.
LSM, Lunar Simulator Module. I think
Okay.
honestly it got created for Jamie Craggs when he wanted to spawn corals, because I know he worked with Apex to set all this stuff up.
Fucking
Makes
legend.
sense.
What a legend.
Now, why would you have so many? You can buy them in different strings, 2-string, 3-string, 4, 5-string, bigger space, bigger
8
tank.
feet. Yeah, I mean needed coverage. So
God, that's what they are. I recognize them now.
yeah. I'm probably going to put like either like window screening or something over them so that it reduces the amount of light they're producing. I'm not sure exactly, like shade cloth or something, so that brings them closer to where they should be.
So is this directly the exact lights that Mr. Craggs used then?
So he traded out the actual LED for 4100K ones, but apparently Rich Ross didn't do that and still was able to have spawns. So, I mean, it's hard to say whether that's necessary or not. I have a few doubts about how necessary it is. So the idea is that moonlight's actually a lot redder than we realize at night because we're the way our eyes see. But when it penetrates through water, all that red light goes away within like 3 to 10 feet. So if your corals are used to living at 30 feet, they're not going to see the red light from the moonlight. They're just going to see blue light. So, I mean, in general, the idea of the blue light makes sense. The intensity is a little bit of an issue, but it probably has to do with how much they can lower the intensity of the LEDs before they're like, essentially bottoming them out and they're turning off. So that's what I bet that's about. So, I mean, the easy fix is just put something over it so it decreases the amount of lux coming out of them.
I sometimes wonder in this hobby how much as humans we just overcomplicate everything, and how much more simple things actually are in nature. I don't know.
Yeah, well, nature's had like 4 billion years to set this shit up. I've had like a year and a half.
Fuck's sake, Mike, hurry up.
Yeah, you can only do so much to make these motherfuckers have sex. So, I mean, like, they gotta grow big enough.
I'm definitely inserting sexy music to this section. Just a low sexy music. Oh, what was that, Zach? So I look at Zach. I look at Zach. Oop. So much more entertaining than you think. Oh man.
So those little lunar things, do you have to have those tied to an apex, or is there
Yeah.
a way to do them standalone?
No, they have a modular, so it has to be an Apex. And basically, it's just the things you have to do to make it work correctly is you have to go into the Apex local and then modify the season tables so that the moon, the moonrise, moonset, and day of the new moon are set in the Apex local tables. Once you set them there, then it's pretty much automatic, and it just runs through the year. But essentially, like, January 1st each year, I have to reset the entire sets of tables, so that it, works properly for that year. Same with like the sunrise, sunset, and temperature and all the other shit. Although actually, sunrise, sunset doesn't really change. It's kind of amazing. It's like almost exactly the same throughout the year, like a minute difference from year to year. And you don't really fuck with the temperatures either. So all those things are pretty set. It's just the moon that changes constantly.
Are you enjoying the process, Mike? Or at any point do you sometimes walk into that room and think, what the fuck have I done?
I think I enjoy it. I mean, I definitely think what the fuck have I done at times, but I mean, it's kind of, I don't know. Once you're like staring at the corals and they're doing well, it actually makes you like pretty happy about it.
Yeah, so here's a question for everybody along those same lines, because I have recently stumbled upon this thought, which is, do any of you sometimes think that this hobby is a bit of a ball and chain, and it almost starts to make you think, I'm kind of stuck with this just now, and even if I wanted out, it would take a while. So I've only got 4 systems.
No question.
And 3 of them are fully automated. So I can leave them just to kind of get onto their own. I do feed manually because I enjoy feeding and I like seeing the corals and the fish feed. But yeah, there's been a couple of times in this last, just 2023, especially just due to work pressures, that I've thought, if I just didn't want to do it one day, I can't just walk away. You can't just walk away. I suppose it's no different from having a dog, though.
I've kind of walked away from my tank for the last 2 weeks over the holidays. I mean, I feed once an evening. But
you
that's
could
just
automate that.
Throw a little.
Could you automate that?
Excuse me. I don't know. It's frozen, so you could automate it, and I could build a cooler and do all that shit. But I mean, I literally spend 3 minutes thawing out some fish food and dump a little bit in one tank and a little bit in another tank, and I walk away. I don't even look at it. I just dump it in and I walk back upstairs. And whatever the tank's doing, the tank's doing. I haven't paid any attention. So I spent 3 minutes a day just dumping some food in, and that's it.
That's why I love having these conversations, because the way you look after your tanks is so different from how I look after mine. And we both have thriving tanks. Yours, I would say, is even better than mine. And you don't do fucking shit. So it's really interesting that you can have what you have with so little input and cheap hardware as well. So yeah, I think it's phenomenal.
I agree. Magic touch.
So people who say they got to spend a bunch of money, or that they got, they've got to be tied to their system, I don't think that's true. Like, I wouldn't be taking.
If I was to set up my frag tank now knowing all of you, because that was pre you guys, I definitely would not buy Radiance. The only reason I would buy Radiance is because I can't I can't sell to the public Viper Spectres. I can't do that. I need to buy wholesale to then be able to sell on to the public. But personally, for me now, if I was to set up a tank here, there's no fucking way. Even at cost prices would I pay what Ecotech are demanding, when there is solid evidence in the form of a store right here and Jim's tank, and Jason's tank. There's just too much evidence to say that you don't need to spend that money anymore. So at what point do Ecotech see these tanks and the evidence of what a black box can do and go, we're robbing bastards?
Well, you've got Ecotech, you've got Philips, you've got Neptune. They're all selling $800 lights.
Well, the 80
$900 lights.
I mean, and some of them are even more. What was that company
Philips.
coming out of Germany or whatever? That's like there's lights are like $2,000 for the small one. What are they? I forget what those things
ATI
are called.
Stratons.
Yeah, it's the one I was just about to
no,
mention.
there's another one too. I forget what the hell they were called. I saw them on something. I don't remember. I saw them on like a TikTok or Instagram video or something. They were like the small one was like $2,000 for like what would go over like my tank. The smallest one is like $2,000.
I know.
So I honestly,
expensive.
if I was going to do it again, I would. I had the debate. I almost went with primes, but I would have needed like 8 primes. And it was like, and then it was still like, am I going to get, I would have probably melted them all because I would have had to run them full blast to try and get down through 24 inches.
Would you not have felt bad taking so much away from the Autobots? I mean, if you took 8 primes from the Autobots and the Decepticons planned a bit of an invasion.
I don't know. Are there even 8 primes? I don't think there are 8 primes. I think there were less than 8 primes. But anyway, the only other light I would compare now would be the Uno. I would strongly look at the Unos.
But does that not seem extortionate in comparison to what you're running? $480 for that little square.
For the Uno?
Yeah, is that not what Zach W said? They were
yeah, they're up to like $400.
So
so for 4 of them,
better than
$400.
Though.
Yeah,
I mean, I think you're getting, I mean, that $400 or $500 is still a lot of money. Don't get me wrong, but I think it's a better deal than an $800, Radeon or a $1,200,
$1,000, $999.99.
And is that XR15 or 30 you're talking about? For the
30
is $1,000.
The XR30s are $1,000. I think it's $600 for a 15.
Fuck.
But but the other thing is
like a prime.
Yeah, you also with my size tank, needing 4 bigger lights. That's kind of it. Like if I had one smaller tank, like Jake, right? Jake's tank is a perfect candidate for an Uno, right? He only needs one. And, you want to invest in a $160 light or I don't know if he bought it was more like $360. Yeah, okay, I could get a little upgrade, get a controllable light. Probably worth it. Now, when you multiply that by 4 or 6, like, fuck no, I'll just go to the black box.
That's definitely the direction I would look next. That's for sure. I actually thought about getting a Viper Spectre for my quarantine tank, just to have a look at it and fuck around with it and see how it worked.
Yeah, but I mean, you need I don't know. I need a hood for my lights. I don't know how people can walk by the lights all day and see the spill in living room atmosphere. Like I can't do it. Like it gets me sick. So
I was daydreaming of, how Kessel, they have those halide LEDs, dude. And wouldn't it be cool if a store had them all up above and you didn't see any lights anywhere? You were just grown.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
No, but would you have the same glare? Do you think it would fuck with you?
No.
Or no, because it's not right in your eyes.
Yeah, it's the extreme glare right at your eyes that fucks with me and gives me migraines. It's that extreme glare. So yeah, I would be fine with that. But like if I ever built another tank, like even like Zach's, I think I would have to do what Russ did, or I'd have to 3D print shades that kind of came down to filter some of that glare because I can't do it. Like what Jason's got going in the background, I can't do that.
I 3D printed shades for these XR30 G5s, but then realised that I was cranking the lights up, so I just lowered the lights, which then took away the direct glare to me when I'm working at my desk here. I know it looks like they're glaring here,
Nice.
but that there is no glare. It's just light that comes out of the water to the desk. But I wouldn't be able to do that either, Jim. That would drive me nuts.
Oh, when I had the tank in the living room, it was a problem. It doesn't bother me in here because this is a separate room. But in the living room, if you're trying to watch TV or you're walking by it all the time,
Yeah.
it used to drive me nuts. But it's not so bad in here. I mean, yeah, I spend time in here, but I'm usually the only one. It's usually in the evening time, so the lights are getting ready to go off not long after I come in here, so it doesn't bother me. But I keep rolling around the hood deal. Do I want to build a hood? Do I not want to build? I can't decide. So for the time being,
I would
I'm
build
gonna
one
stay
like
no hood.
Russ. I would build one like Russ if I had to. Like my tank, it probably wouldn't work to build Russ's because it's so long and skinny. But if I had a deeper tank front to back, I would definitely build one like. I really like that design. How it's just a big floating hood, and it cuts off the glare. Your lights are just hidden within a floating box, basically. Hung from the
Shadow
ceiling.
box.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's cool.
It'd be cool with a TV mount too, to like move it out.
Yeah,
of
and
the
then
way
your whole
for it.
top of the tank is still open, so you can get into it because your lights are up a foot above it. So that's what I would do. But if you do that, then and you want it to be a show tank, you got to make sure the top of your tank looks nice too, like whatever you're using for screens or anything. Like
Show
mine, I don't
tank?
give a shit.
Such a tough thing to do, I think. Having a show tank, keeping an aquarium and having a show tank, two such different things.
I think I would think mine's a show tank,
I would
It
agree with
absolutely
you.
is.
but you're going to
As-
clean it.
Yeah, Yep.
Just depends on when you want to clean it, because
Yeah,
it doesn't take the problem.
what is
Problems
the
they get is your
definition?
corals get big.
What's the definition, in your opinion, of a show tank?
So-
What do you mean by a show tank?
So I guess, Jim, I do think yours is a show tank, but in my mind, I do think them forking over the bucks a bit, the money. It's like it's what you see on Instagram when you're going through the posts, dolled up. You have a raw show tank. They have a glamour show tank more so. I don't know how to word it right.
Like that lady in Europe who's got her.
Yeah, that one's crazy.
Yeah.
It's
But
colors,
that, I
no
mean,
biology.
think about the amount of money invested in time. I mean, those
Oh,
are
yeah.
inserts. You pull those out, you clean everything, you put them in. Like,
Yeah,
yeah, and that's a what is that? She probably says it in liters, but that's got to be a
it's a big
600,
tank.
800 gallon tank.
So
Yeah,
also
it's
don't-
not small.
I don't have.
I don't think I
Instagram.
have the eye.
And there's no,
Or show.
she has no there's no cleanup crew. There's no nothing in that tank. It's just the fish and the inserts with the coral, and that is it.
People are the cleanup crew, obviously.
Yeah, I don't. That's not for me.
You've never
I'm
seen
too
that
lazy.
tank,
I'm
Ron?
too lazy for that.
I
I'm
don't
way
have
too lazy for
Instagram.
that.
I'm trying to. You guys are talking
I'm
about
not sure.
Instagram tanks. Do you just mean like? Have people fucked with images? Is that what you mean, or
Maybe that's what I'm.
Ron, your back room could be a glamour back room.
You have a show
Yeah.
tank, Ron.
Absolutely.
You have like a
Yeah, Ron, you
Instagram show
absolutely
tank.
have a show tank.
Yeah,
Oh, this one.
because you've got everything. You've got high end gear. You've got everything matching. You can look
Everything
under
I
the
get.
hood. It all looks good and clean. You got matching pipes and you got matching.
It makes Deb happy.
I don't.
You
I
know,
don't.
Yeah.
Very
you were
happy.
going to put matching LEDs. You were talking about putting LEDs under your, you've got a glamour. Ron's a
do not-
glamour.
I do not have matching pipes. I have grey PVC pipes I got from a plumber.
But they all match.
You've
Well, they're all
got gray
fucking
up
gray because
there
they're
and you
all
got
pink.
gray
And
pipes.
you don't have like white pipes with writing on the side of it with
writing.
purple
Oh, no,
glue globbed
with-
down the side of it.
Oh,
and,
the grey pipes
know.
have writing all down the side of them and bits of sticky labels stuck to them and things. Yeah.
You can
Totally
you can
different.
photo edit that out. You can photo edit that out for
I'm
your
not-
glamour
I'm not
shots.
editing shit out. Never mind editing. So is that what you mean? That's my question. Do you mean have people fucked with images? Is that what you mean?
No, I think you have what I'm saying. Your tanks compared to other tanks, you're not a normal tank. You are at kind of a different level, Ron.
Yeah, this is normal
Ron's
tank.
a
Shit's fucked
Ron's
up. There's
glamour.
algae. There's like, shit's kind of a mess. This is a normal tank.
I love how
What
you
you
guys-
have, Ron, is something totally different.
I like how you guys
Yeah.
are talking about a glamour tank, but putting that kind of like negative connotation on it. Yeah, Ron's got a fucking
No,
glamour
it's
tank.
sweet. It's just it brings shame to family.
We're all
shame to my family.
We're all Vipar users, and Ron here's got a glamour tank.
As a tank keeper.
And he just tries to make us feel good. Like, I was thinking of buying a Vipar because of you guys, but actually, I'm a glamour tank guy, and I've got
Sounded just like-
Radions,
sounded just like me, Jim.
XR30s, and I've got matching orange Neptune sump, and then I've got
Whoa.
37 dosers lined up on the wall
Oh, yeah, I forgot about the dosers
The
lined
sump,
up.
the
with
sump was
matching
He's
lines,
and
Yeah,
a
color.
red
yeah.
line,
He's
yellow
tang.
line, green line.
Yeah, that's just so I know what line's what. That makes
Sure it
fucking
is.
sense.
I'm envious.
Yeah.
I want
Oh,
it.
Glamour.
My acro power line is blocked. Which one's that? Oh, they're all fucking black. Who the fuck knows?
Share some picture of those, and then we'll post them on Instagram, and
Put a
we'll see
link
that
in the
yours
description.
get more likes than anybody else's.
No, not than yours. No way.
Yeah.
You have a glamour tank. You said it before we started this. You have a glamour.
Just the tank. I can't show under the hood.
Yeah, you can.
No, he can't. He's got J-Bal dosers and like black boxes, and you
Yeah.
can't show under the hood of that. You just show
Yeah,
what's
No.
in his tank.
Are
Yeah,
you telling
you
me
know.
if Jim was to pull his foreskin back on Instagram, people would be horrified?
They
It would
they
smell.
will chastise him like you wouldn't believe. They will come for him with pitchforks and burning torches and shit. You have no idea.
Not a
You
real
have
reefer.
no
It's
idea.
bullshit. That's fake. That's
It
not
would be
real.
a
You
instant
can't grow a
circumcision.
tank with that.
Yeah. Oh,
Instant.
dude, savage, complete savages.
Well, I wish
They will
people would
come.
talk more like this in regards to the fact that just have a look at fucking Jim's tank. And yes, it is glamour, and it is one of the nicest reef tanks I have ever seen. And look at the equipment he's running. The proof is there. The proof is there, and I don't know why more people don't talk about it.
Because
that's-
all the real influencers are getting gear. They're getting
Right.
shit from,
Oh, is it
they're
because
pushed
they're-
to sell shit.
Because
They're, hey, try this, try that. Well, then they're not going to talk bad about a $1,000 light because it's a good light, right? But it's a fucking grand,
but that's
like a
why
fucking grand
that's-
for one.
this episode is going to start with a little bit of a mention towards us not having sponsors. So just wait for that little nugget.
For 23 views, though, Ron.
Hey, 23 is better than 22.
Good enough.
Yeah.
And you still have to shave your
Any of
chest.
you,
I need to grow hair first.
but Ron, seriously, you have what a setup that people want to see behind the scenes, and you have a setup that the behind the scenes matches the tank.
Oh,
Like that's the glamour, right? That's a show display.
look at the colors.
It's all docked up for magazine, I think. That's Instagram. That's an Instagram tank.
Which thing? Whose thing?
It was in the Coral Mag that just came out. I didn't actually read it.
Oh, I'm not
Is that
getting
Milev's?
it anymore.
I'm good at looking
Yeah,
at pictures better than I am reading.
Reading's hard, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's German. I can't even read it anyways.
You've got the German version.
No,
Nice.
Since
it's the
I sent you the
centerfold
wrong
of
one.
the Coral Mag.
What you showing us, Mr. Dub? What you showing us?
Oh, my pipes. How the fuck do I flip this around? Jesus Christ. Fuck this
What?
program. God fucking damn it. So,
There we go.
Zach, you find that helpful?
Zach, you're a handsome gentleman, can I just say?
Oh yeah, right.
No, I'm being deadly serious. Yep. You should shave more often.
Did you get a haircut?
No.
He's looking looking suave, isn't he?
Doesn't look shorter. Must be the lighting.
Well, yeah, it's bad.
Anyway,
You think I do?
wait, Jim. You said the words 8 primes, and then things just went fucking. Jim still hasn't seen it. He still hasn't seen it. Jim, look at Zach's t-shirt.
What do you think? Brandon made it for me at like midnight last night. Added it in.
Oh man,
Nonsense.
RAF t-shirt version 2.
None of you had a folded arm pose in front of your tanks, and I'm ashamed of you all.
Well,
We
I'll
don't
be honest,
have
none of
glam
my
tanks
tanks
like
are,
you.
my tank's not tall enough to get a photo like that. I'd have to do it on my knees.
Then do it.
Dude,
Fake it.
Do you see all the shit in the background here? How am I supposed to even stand in front of the fucking thing? What are you talking about? Are you
Jason's
fucking
Right
kidding
where
me?
you're at. You could do it right where you're
look,
at. You
look at
guys,
all this shit.
nothing
Look.
but get the file cabinet of excuses opened up and keep going.
It looks like a fucking bomb went off in here.
Jason stands up and he's
Yep.
drawing pins in his knees.
I can't find that lady's tank. I don't have Instagram on my tablet set up. Did any of you find that lady's tank for Ron?
Does anyone know the name, and then I can drop it in appropriately when
I don't.
it's mentioned.
I don't know her name.
Is
It's amazing
Hey,
setup. She's a store. Yeah.
is,
An
is
insert?
it the,
It's a-
is it the
it's a-
lady with the orange fox face?
No. This is the lady in Europe who's got the all white store.
Oh yeah,
with
yeah.
that.
I know what you're talking
Let
about.
me
Give me a
check.
sec.
Lady in Europe.
And she's
white
got
store.
the. It's all modern.
I'm going to take that
Ron
into
would let.
Google.
It looks like Ron's tank on steroids.
I got white lady
Right?
in Europe.
So hold on. I do remember somebody posting a photo of a tank that was bare bottom and the bottom was white, and somebody was questioning the color of some of the corals. There was like an
That's the
luminous,
one.
like yellowy green coral.
Yes.
I think that's the one.
Right, that does
It
ring a
is.
bell. It does ring a bell. Yeah, that was. I mean, mine's clean, but that was. So
The
can
full
you tell me
white
he owns a
store? Yeah, I know what
It's
you're
a
talking
store.
about. I thought those were real corals.
So is that an LFS?
They are real corals.
Is that a fish store?
They're real corals. It's got to be a really high end fish store, I would think. Like, I don't know.
I wouldn't let anybody walk in if it was that nice.
Yeah, but it's
I
all.
wouldn't be
It's
allowed
also
to
one of
go.
those.
They'd stop me
It's
at the
also
door and
one
be
of
like,
those
"Fuck
things
you,
where
get out
they-
of here, buddy."
They must
Fudgy.
do like
Oh, fudgy's
photo-
only.
Get
Yeah.
out of here.
Fudgies
That's no
only. You're not a fudgy. You're allowed to eat fudge in that store.
Yeah.
Oh, fudge fingers touching the glass. No.
They gotta set up photo shoots for those tanks because
So
They
in
make it
episode 3 of Talking Bollocks, I'm going to eat fudge.
okay. I want to hear it.
Oh no, Zach,
Silent.
I don't know what that is you're doing, Zach, but
You find it?
Fudge.
No, he wants ASMR.
Yeah,
He
monkey
wants
mouth.
ASMR.
Fudge mouth.
Yeah, hashtag Greek tank isn't finding it. What the fuck? I am finding a bunch of cool tanks though.
Europe has tons of cool stuff.
is anyone
Yeah, I
doing
can't find
the Fragbox TV tour of Europe?
I've been following.
Holy fuck.
Very cool stuff.
So is that a different level compared to you guys over there for general LFSs?
They're nuts over across seas. America doesn't have anything like that. I don't think.
I mean, there's a couple.
That seem
Like,
older.
what are
seem
they?
way older.
Are they really like this? Are they like that lady store? They're all really nice stores
No.
with.
I
No.
saw a video of I saw a really nice store. I think it was on YouTube the other week. I forget what it's called though. It was really nice. It wasn't modern like that though. It was more of the style was different, but it was very, very, very nice. I mean,
Was
They,
it
and
they do
Reefer
a lot of
Bell?
like
No,
WWC is pretty
coffee.
nice. I mean,
Do you think that if you pitch your store in a certain way and you have all the finest carpentry in the world and it's super clean, not a cable in sight, is that going to bring in a different clientele? Does it work?
it will bring people from farther away, I think, that are looking for that experience.
yes,
I do too.
100%.
I mean, now you're going to have the same locals, like, you're going to have the same Mongos that come in, because that's what's close to them. But I mean, I think that if it's an experience to go there, it's like, I mean, when I was in Florida at the beginning of the year, I went to WWC just because I've never seen a store like that before. It's huge and really nice.
Is it so? It's good.
Oh, it's fucking amazing. I mean, compared to what I'm used to dealing with, it's amazing. It is like it's fantastic.
I mean, I've watched
And I was
multiple YouTube
I was already
videos.
there. I was already in Florida, like, I was staying like 4 miles from there. So why not stop by? But I mean, I'm dealing with moldy fuck bunkers around here.
Is that
So
the
That's
store
about
with the
similar.
lagoon tank in the corner with the mangrove?
yes,
So
yes.
Yep.
was that impressive in real person?
Dude,
Oh,
it
yes.
makes your jaw drop. You go, oh my God, look at it. Yeah, it's crazy.
Okay.
Jason,
I mean,
that
and
massive.
some of the corals in some of those tanks were like the biggest corals I've ever seen. Like, I mean, there were torches in that lagoon tank that are like that big, like with like
Oh, yeah.
tentacles, like 8-9 inches long. I've never seen corals like that before. Like,
That's really
That's cool.
interesting because obviously a lot of what I look at on YouTube, I'm not sure how much of it's actual reality. And I've watched so many worldwide coral videos even before that store existed. Because I think they were building it or transitioning into
Yeah.
it when I started watching PRS and blah blah blah. But it's really interesting to know that more than one person here has visited and it is as good as it looks.
yeah, it's amazing. It's
Yeah.
amazing.
So is
I mean,
that
it's
down to a lot of staff? Is the place crawling with staff?
there was a
No.
lot. There was a lot of staff there when I was there. I mean, of course, it was a Saturday mid morning, like
Uh,
11 a.m. on a Saturday
yeah.
morning, I guess, or something like.
So is that
No,
is that families coming in to point at Nemo, if you know what I mean? Or
oh
was
no, they were
customers?
making sales. They were making sales when I was there. I mean, keep in mind though that was the same weekend as Reefapalooza Orlando, so there was a lot going on. Because
Are
when
you guys
I
talking
bought
about
I
WWC?
bought
Yes, we are. Mr.
yeah,
Potts, how are you?
I'm
I bought a
here.
T-shirt and was talking to what's his name, Victor, for a couple of minutes and asked him how things have been going. And like there was just a steady line of people rolling through. So I mean, there was a lot going on. But that store's amazing, absolutely amazing.
Their marketing
Look,
on YouTube and things like that is second to none.
I wish you guys could see the farm in the back.
I mean, looking through the window in the door, you're like,
Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, dude.
I'm like, what the fuck? Because it's like
So what?
it just goes on. It's
But
like
what
there's
you
shit
see
everywhere.
through that? But what you see through that door on the left, those large tanks. At least whenever I went, I think it was like about 3 years ago. Those weren't set up yet. Like they had water. I don't remember them having much livestock, but like the runs to the right and shit. And at the very far end, like their bagging station area, they had like little project tanks for like their employees and shit like that, little contests and stuff. It was pretty cool.
Are you
I had a
talking
buddy.
about the tanks that weren't set up yet? Or the kind of like display tanks that they grow corals out of in the farm?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, at least that's the intention that I was told or was made to understand. I had a buddy that used to work there. Was in the hobby long term, and I don't know why he gave it up, but he ended up getting out a couple years ago. But we ended up going down and visiting some other friends, and then I messaged him, my buddy, and I said, "Hey, are you still working over at WWC?" And he was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Hey, can I hit you up for a tour?" He was like, "Yeah, dude, no problem. You want to, plan it out for lunch tomorrow?" Okay. So my wife and I, we ended up just walking through, and it was fucking dope.
Yeah.
Like Jason said, that lagoon tank, as soon as you enter the store on the left, is crazy. The back wall to the left of the door is their massive SPS tank. It was. How tall would you estimate that to be, Jason? Like 4 or 5 feet tall? Like
Easy.
something like tall?
Yeah, tall.
It was.
The glass tank.
I
It
wish I would
was
have
like,
taken. I wish I would have taken more pictures when I was in there, but I was so overwhelmed that I only took like 3 pictures while I was in there because like I was just walking around with my jaw hanging open, like, hey.
100%. Same. Like, I didn't get a single picture, and I regret it. It's just pure memory. It was fucking stupid crazy. It was awesome. I really wish I could have visited I think it's TSA. I've been told about is also pretty high end.
Yeah, and they're only like a half mile down the road. I didn't go there,
Yeah.
but they're only like right down the street too. The other thing about that store though that shocked me because I'm used to dealing with small stores here. The amount of like hardware, dry goods, tanks that they have in stock
The
is
rock station, even.
fucking crazy.
Yeah.
No place around here stocks tanks like that. I mean, they have a line, double-sided, of tanks. They probably had like 30 tanks sitting on the floor of all varying sizes and manufacturers, along with all of your dry goods and like food and all of that stuff, all sitting there in stock. Like just walk in and buy it.
If you
And
are
that to me was amazing because around here, like if I want something other than like 3 things that they carry, you can have this.
if 95% of their sales is livestock and beautiful corals, then you've got to have the fucking boxes to put the stuff in. Because if somebody comes in with a wad of cash and says, "I want that," you have to have it in stock. You have to.
Yeah, but that's not how it is here.
So
Yeah, you
to me, it was
you
like
need to be
shocking
able to
because
get
like
them to drop a couple grand before leaving instead of, oh yeah, we'll come back in 6 weeks when it's here.
I mean,
100%.
the local fish store that I deal with primarily, if he has one 12-gallon cube sitting in stock at a time,
That's a victory.
I bet you there's no tanks on the floor right now in my LFS. I bet you there's not one tank.
Not one single tank.
He doesn't have the room for it. It's a small store, and
Yeah,
people don't buy that shit.
my LFS is a small store, and you can't even pass people. You've got to wait for somebody to walk before you can walk. But he's got like 10 tanks.
And the other guy there, because there's 2 LFSs close to me. The other one is a bigger store, but he's a he's primarily a fish store, but he's a fish and pet store because he deals with a lot of reptiles and shit too. He's got a few tanks sitting in stock normally, and he'll get you whatever you want for the most part, but it's going to take time, and he's not going to have a lot of stuff sitting on the floor either, like maybe 4 or 5 tanks. And if you want anything, he may have like some fluvels or some shit sitting there, and that's about it. Like if you want anything else, you're gonna have to wait.
I think in this day and age, you have to pry that money out of these people's hands before they physically leave your store. With internet,
I agree.
and everything, you're just don't give them the chance to shop around. Get the money, take it in, and obviously look after them really, really well.
But it's like Zach said, the just the amount of rock that WWC has sitting there, like it's insane.
Oh,
Well,
what's
that's funny you said
found it,
that.
Jim?
is that?
That's the ladies' tank.
So what kind of lights are those?
Oh yeah,
These are
No
probably
clue.
Stratons or some shit.
What's
Aquarium
the
hobby. Aquarium hobby.
And what country is it in?
Germany or Belgium?
So it isn't. It is an actual fish shop. I had no idea.
I've just noticed like a lot of her posts are of other reef tanks and freshwater tanks, so I'm sure they do service to high-end clients too or something.
Do you think it's $995 an hour for consultation?
Just to talk to Ron.
Fuck. Yeah, I can see that happening. I'll take 99 pence and a packet of crisps. I'll talk to anybody for any amount of money. Okay, I'll pay you. So, Russ,
Find it, Zach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's no, I haven't. I found Aquarium Hobby, but I didn't see that tank on her post or that post.
Yeah, it's deep in there. It's like she's not sharing a bunch of pictures of it anymore.
It either that or there was like another account. Like she has another account that highlights it.
Oh, that's
yeah,
probably.
'Cause- I see it.
So,
Here,
Russ,
let's see.
we all
Oh.
took turns to go through our lighting and what we're running and things. And your lighting system has actually been mentioned a couple of times, and your canopy in particular. Do you want to talk a wee bit about your lighting and how you run it?
No.
He's such a tart. Such a tart, honestly.
Yeah, that's fine. I've got two Refi Uno 2s. And put a canopy up. I'm going upstairs. I'll turn the camera on here in a second.
He's got a birthday party going on, so I'm just really impressed he's joined.
Is he going to American Girl today?
Hey, do you guys see my
Oh,
screen?
Mrs. Emotions, really? Stop judging.
Really?
Stop judging.
I think you should judge.
Okay,
How's your wizards?
it's a
It's
beautiful
crazy.
piece of furniture. Who the fuck is cleaning that tank?
Ron, that is
You.
a glamour tank.
But
Not
Ron,
much
that's got your
different
name
than
all over it.
yours.
You're that guy that would keep that clean like that.
Gosh, you are that guy, Ron.
Bro,
you're
can
that
you
guy.
imagine climbing under that stand with, however strong of a magnet you would fucking need? Because what do you think that is? Like 2 inches thick? Acrylic?
It's acrylic, isn't it? Yeah, I was about to say they are Stratons. Holy fuck! How many other? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 12 Stratons at what? $2,000 a piece.
24,000. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. That costs more than my car. So there's lights.
The school.
That's
And
fucked
she's
up.
not. I mean, that everything looks the color. Obviously they're filtering and they're creating a real clear water, but it's not overly adjusted for pop. Like the legit color is what's coming out in these pictures.
I thought she was
Yeah.
Not like
a chocolate brownie in there.
fudge, little fudge.
No, you're correct there, Jim. I do notice that with a lot of European tanks, they're not usually over blue. It's a lot more hyper realist.
Yeah, and it's not like her fox face is orange.
Yeah.
I mean, the yellows are yellow, the reds are red, the oranges are orange. So, I mean, and I like the chromies. I like, 1,000 chromies in a big tank. That's pretty cool.
To see them actually genuinely schooled is.
I'm sure they're fucking in there too.
Well, they're fucking a lot. They're fucking a lot.
Bet that place
Every
stinks
day.
of fucking.
They're spunking. Where did fucking Russ go? He really didn't want to talk about his lights.
No, he's waiting. He's
Go
he's
on,
waiting
go on.
for us.
There.
No, my bad.
We only get a window of Russ. We only get taters for so long.
I was just waiting for a chance to ask if anyone can see my video.
No, Zach took over.
Right, I'm gonna spotlight you, Russ.
Cancel me.
John McClane, get. What are you doing?
What was he looking at there?
No
He
idea.
just dox himself?
I'm going to say news stories. Let's call it news stories. Okay, here we are. So is that? Oh my God! Is that an entire gym section just off center to the right?
No.
Yeah. Let's see. This is from Jim. So is this one. So is this one and this one. This one. And then these two as well. And then the big cat back there. Those are all from Jim.
And they're all doing well.
Yeah. One of the frags on the left side over there, it broke in half during shipping. And I just glued both pieces to a plug, a tile, and one of the two died, but the other one's still fine. So I'll just leave the dead piece next to it, and whatever happens to it, whether it gets covered up eventually.
You can just threaten it that if it doesn't grow, this is what's going to happen to you, scumbag.
What it is, wreath through intimidation.
Stupid fucking hobby.
Stupid fucking hobby.
Yes, we were talking about light and spectrum, how long we run them for, and then Jim was talking about how much he liked your canopy. If there's any way you can show that.
Yeah, let's see here.
So this was all made by yourself.
Yeah, so need to still paint some stuff, but starting at the top, I work from home and my computer is directly across from the tank, so I had to hang a curtain so that the backgrounds, like fake backgrounds, would work and zoom and stuff, and to keep the blue glow from
That's clever.
having to explain it.
Really good idea.
That's a really good idea.
Yeah.
So that's the curtain over there. So when I need to
the
get
ER
on
room
camera,
needs to be closed.
exactly. So that then the blue glow, I don't have to explain it every time I have to get on camera. But this is
really
an attic above here. So over the years and the various lighting setups, the whole thing ended up being like Swiss cheese from all the toggle bolts and stuff. So I went in the attic, and there's some 2x12 blocking between the roof trusses now. So yeah, basically just screwed those eye hooks into the ceiling, which are, actually into the blocking. And then I used one of those outdoor light hanging kits from Amazon. So it's some kind of coated cable. And it came with all those little stops. And then just doubled up on them because I figured, well, I've got the extra pieces, might as well. And then into a carabiner clip, into a piece of, I think that's 2020. 1515 rail, maybe. I'd have to double check the dimensions. But
Time
yeah,
to get the tape out.
I'll pass this time. Yeah, so they are just suspended off this rail. 3D printed brackets for the Refi Uno 2s. They're running at about 40% and gives me plenty of light. I just wanted it to look a little nicer, so I built a canopy and haven't gotten around to painting it yet. But the canopy is just some 1x4, I think. Some pocket screws and glue. Put some slots on the top to adjust it with the wing nuts, just because I stink at carpentry, so that gave me the wiggle room to get it centered over the tank.
Beg to differ, you're clearly not shit at carpentry.
Well, I appreciate that. And with the carabiner clips, I can either pop the whole thing loose here for maintenance or from the ceiling if I want to take the whole thing down. So if I want to just get into the lights for whatever reason, I can unplug the two cords and then just take the whole thing down. Probably weighs 25 pounds. I want to say the refis are probably around 10 pounds a pop. Maybe 30.
I love that you have gone to the trouble of hanging an entire curtain rail and a giant curtain to shield your working day from your tank when you could have just switched the lights off. But the tank needs the lights on, so well done. I'm impressed. That's a lot of effort.
I'm not in this hobby because I'm rational.
Who is?
None of us are.
That's good.
Yeah, I've had the paint and the primer down in the garage for might be coming up close on a year now. So just need to find the time to actually do it.
Reefy as fuck is just eating into life. I've never done so little. I just sit in my ass and talk shit all day. Sometimes in person, and we see each other, which is bizarre. So did you say you're running those at 40%? Oh, look, it's showtime. It's showtime. That's unbelievable.
That's great.
That is crazy.
Yeah, a couple of blackout curtains, and then I don't have to convince everyone on a conference call that I don't work in a grow room. Like, no, it's fish. Seriously.
Is that what you guys are taking these days? Fish?
Yeah, I think I forget what, might be running the LPS Spectrum from Refi. Pretty easy to use. Their interface, I just picked whatever preset I like the color of, and then just dialed it in with the par meter. Want to say it's around 200 at the highest spots of the tank and about 125 at the lowest, but I've been bumping it up about 1% a week as I slowly migrate LPS out of here and add more SPS.
So do these lights have an inbuilt timer and ramp up and ramp down, etc., or are they just on and off?
Yeah, they do a ramp. They do a whole ramp up, ramp down. They have a moon cycle that adjusts itself based on, the actual moon cycle. They've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9 channels. Cool, warm, amber, lime, blue, royal blue, violet, 420 and 400 nanometers. Web interface is kind of basic. It just uses the IP address, but it's easy. It just works. Let's see what the.
So it sounds to me that if you're paying $120 for a Viper Spectre and you're spending $480 for one of these lights, it does sound that you are getting that functionality from the Viper Spectre to the Refi Uno, which does make it worth it then.
Yeah, it's a step. It's a step. So the Viper Spectras are it's the bare minimum. You step up to the spend a little bit more money, go up to the Unos, and you get that extra functionality that you don't get with the Viper Spectras. It's still a hell of a lot cheaper than a freaking Radeon.
You know what we haven't talked about, like the blades or any of those newer like strip lights that supposedly give you like a T5 replacement. They grow corals you can control.
So is that not what Mr. Dub?
Yeah, the blades
alongside his Unos, or am I?
He's got blades, short blades.
I've got the longest blades on my acro tank.
Yeah, and how do
right
those
next-
work for you?
Well, I bought some cheap Amazon T5s I was using, and they were only adding 50 par, and then now I have the blades on the sides of my black boxes, and that so far it's added like 300 par to my tank. So I can coast at like up to 500 par or 600 par on my flat if I want to now, where before it was only 250, 275 max.
So when you
And
say
those
blades,
but
do you just mean strip lights, or do you mean the actual AI branded blades?
The branded AI blades, just to try to show them off and sell them.
Russ, your tank is looking majestic, my man. Majestic. So what's
Sure
the,
is.
That's the royal blue setting.
oh, it looks really good.
Some nice pop for sure.
Mm. So you
so
can
Ron, I'm curious.
God,
I'm
Jack.
curious about yours, Ron. Like you just got that Spectrum / par meter tool from who makes it?
It's called
ITC.
Powerwise. It's made by ITC Aquatics.
Yeah. Do you have now that you've cranked your lights up, did you notice, holy shit, I'm running 600 par?
I've not cranked the lights that much on this tank. It was the frag tank that I've cranked the lights on, and I've not done my power readings in the frag tank yet because I didn't realize that the Powerwise doesn't work with Apple Mac computers. You have to download, I think it's Google Chrome.
It works with Mac. It should work with Mac.
Yeah, on a Mac.
It doesn't work with iPhone.
Yeah, and it doesn't work with Safari, which is the Mac browser. You've got to download.
Yeah.
And I don't have a cable currently. I just need to buy a USB extension cable. I don't have a. Normally, you can just plug it into an Android phone and it works absolutely perfectly, but it doesn't work through iOS, like Jason just said. So I don't have a cable long enough to plug it into a computer to be able to take readings. But our office, our garden center manager has a Windows-based laptop, so I'm going to borrow that and just quickly get my numbers. But I will be interested to see what the numbers are in the frag tank because the lights are closer to the surface and they are cranked to 90%. So
I would be interested to see that.
You're probably hitting like 450, 500 easy.
Well, yeah, I mean, in that tank, what was the highest number I had in that tank? I had it written down somewhere.
I think I'm hitting 3. The highest point in my tank, I'm hitting like 370, I think. I'm not sure. I don't remember.
See, that's quite high for what you have in there then.
Oh yeah, it's screaming. And to be honest with you, the Zoas, when I had the lights a lot lower, where I thought they should be, the Zoas didn't do well at all. And then I cranked the lights up and the Zoas did much better. I don't know why. They say low light for Zoas. Kiss my ass. Mm-mm.
I think I watched a YouTube video just last week that somebody said about Zoas. Fucking crank the lights, get them cranked. Did Jeff B not say that he's got his lights reasonably high for Zoas?
He may have, and he knows his shit with Zoas. So
I may be speaking out of turn there. No, the highest par I have, which is the very top right-hand side, which is the rock, which is highest in the tank. So the very top of that tabling, Acropora is getting 510.
I mean,
with your lights at 40, 50.
Hold on, I'll just tell you. I've forgotten what that tank's actually said.
Fuck, and now you're cranking them in.
That Duncan's probably getting 350 right now. And if Russ was saying that he's getting about 200 across his tank at the highest, that Duncan is like going, what the fuck? But it's doing really well. So
yeah, so that tabling acro getting 510, those lights are set to 60%. So yeah, these lights, if they're cranked, can be sunburn shit.
Yeah.
But these lights are really close to the surface of the water, though.
You're only like, what, 6-7 inches off?
If that, yeah.
Yeah.
Which obviously helps. And there's two XR30 lights over
I've got my light at 11 inches off the surface of the water, I think, close to 11 inches. But I needed that with the single light for the spread. If I come down any farther, then the sides of the tank don't get hardly any light at all. So I could actually go up, but then you get so much more spill, and
I get different results from you guys. I swear my boxes are straight fucking down. And that's all the light.
yeah. But I changed the lenses on mine.
Oh, cool.
I run the 120-degree lenses as opposed to the 90-degree lenses on mine, except for the outside rows. The rows of LEDs on the outside, those are still 90-degree, and then all the inner ones are 120-degree lenses.
Was that easy?
Yeah, it's like you take the screws out, you flip it over, like flip the guts out of it.
How fast could you do 30 of them after doing one?
I mean, one takes probably 15 minutes once you kind of get rolling on it, as long as they're put together well.
I could teach Brianna to do it. Walk away.
This one was fantastic.
She is a fucking trooper, just for the record. Oh my god,
she puts up with me.
Yeah, I don't like doing that. So Brianna does it. Oh, really? What about that? Nope, I don't like doing that. Brianna does that. Really?
Brianna.
Yeah, she does your painting for you because you don't like doing that. She makes all the t-shirts because she does.
Water testing.
You changed
water test. That's right.
T-shirt. He must have gone out in public. He's changed his t-shirt. Too embarrassed to have Jim on your shoulder, are you?
I'm about to start. I don't want anyone to think I'm too tough.
Jim's my bodyguard. Oh, Jim, is that one of your signature tumblers there?
Those are cool, man.
Ooh, is that one of yours?
Yeah, I made this.
It's fucking
that
awesome.
drip is sweet.
Absolutely awesome.
Cheers.
What are the chances of one of them coming across to Scotland?
I could make a set.
Now we're talking.
I'll send a set of 4 over.
Bernadette,
maybe two mugs and with handles and just 2 cups.
Bernadette would absolutely adore that.
What about a dog bowl for Dudley?
Can make a dog bowl too.
Yes.
That sounds cool.
Can you put a little penis inside it so he just keeps licking it, trying to get the penis, but he never quite gets the penis? Did I say penis?
Gotta lick harder.
I meant dog bone. Dog bone.
Gotta lick harder.
I meant gotta lick hard. The channel. So I've just Tom is on. Tom, do you want to share your lighting with us? You don't have to if you don't want to.
Bullshit. Yes, you do.
Have we caught Thomas? Have we caught him?
Are you still out? Are you still at work? You should be off work.
Are you there, Tom?
Fuck. Where's my mic? Fuck. Where's my mic?
Yeah, that's what it was. Where's my mic?
Hey, there he is. How are you, Tom?
I'm all right. It's crazy, but fine. I just run 2 Viper Spectras. I don't know if you can see them.
Fuck. More.
More.
Landslide.
And 2 Ally Express bars. Hold on. Let me see if I can find my...
That would be similar to Zach's bars.
So I'm not up to date on the current black box lights, but I had some version 1s of the reef breeders years ago. I think they were like Evergrow copies or something like that.
Yeah.
And they had a timer, but it was basically just like on and off, and the ramping was just, it would go from like, if you had it from 20 to 40, it was just a step. It wasn't a gradual ramp. Are the new ones still like that? Or do they have, like, if you're setting it from 20 to 50, it'll incrementally go up, a percent every X minutes? Or is
They're
it
pretty
still
much on off.
9 a.m. on the
Yeah,
dial?
They're just still on and off.
Russ just asked the entire room because everyone's fucking running Viper Spectre, so everybody replied at the same time.
The first set of black boxes I got, there was an app that went along with them, and I could set every spectrum, every color individually myself with like 10 different set points, and I could manually ramp them up myself, all like whites, blues, all.
That's cool.
And it was a pretty cool little app, but I was scared to death that the app would stop working with phone upgrades.
Yeah.
And then I'd be locked out of ever changing anything on that, because it was a cheap Chinese app made to go along with the lights, and it was never going to be kept up to date with iOS updates or so.
Well,
that's
my issue with all of the apps and all of that. Everything being app controlled is the fucking bane of my existence. Fuck that shit.
So now we have two Toms. Tom, what's going on?
Stereo surround sound.
Come on, Tom, show us something. There's two of you. There he is. He's in orbit. He's above Europe. He's looking for that fucking store. You there, Tom?
He's gone.
One of them's gone.
Whoa!
Ground control to Major Tom.
Oh my god!
Nice.
Loser! Well,
I think Tom's maybe having some technical difficulties.
so what you guys doing for New Year's?
Fucking nothing.
Zero.
I'd be shocked if I make it till midnight.
I never do. And then the I never do. I'm always in bed, and then the fireworks wake me up, and then I just kind of go back to sleep again.
Fireworks a big thing there?
Never used to be, but it's kind of become a thing. So then the dog gets all fucking upset. And yeah.
I mean, I'll make it to midnight because I'm always up till midnight, but I'm not doing shit.
That's so interesting. So nobody here is actually like celebrating New Year.
We do.
I mean, I don't drink anymore, so there's no point in going out. Like, I don't, we don't party. We're
Oh man, it's the worst night of the year to go out too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, if you enjoyed going to bars, tonight is the worst.
Yeah.
Or New Year's Eve is the worst.
Yeah. We may go over to a friend's house for a bonfire for a little bit, but I don't know. I think the wife wants to go, so I guess I'll go.
You're selling it, Jason. You're selling it.
I'd rather stay the fuck home though, personally.
Yep. So
I'm a homebody. I don't like going anywhere. I hate going places. I like to stay the fuck home.
What's the party night looking like, Zach? You guys got a big
just parents and sister, and we do. My dad tries to do a boil every year. It's never very super good, but it's super fun. A bunch of crab and potatoes. He spills it all over the table, and my mom gets a little upset. We put newspaper out. It all rolls out, and we just kind of eat it, and it's fun.
Yeah, that's a good time.
Yeah.
What did you call it? A boil? What's up?
Yeah, you don't do a boil over there?
Shrimp, lobster.
We do crab, some shrimp, and sausage, potatoes.
Is that the thing that at fancy restaurants they just tip it on the table?
I wouldn't call it a fancy restaurant.
I've seen it in Man-B food and stuff, and they just come up to the table and they just pour
So Ron, a boil is typically like a seafood stew, or just boiled seafood. Like you'll have corn, crawfish, shrimp, crab, whatever, and then they dump it on a table. I think what you're talking about is that stupid new trend of dumping the spaghetti noodles on the table and just everyone eating from a pile.
Not that.
Ron, you got to go on YouTube and go look at go look at Stale Cracker on YouTube. Stale Cracker. Yeah, go watch that guy.
I'm gonna look too.
He's a fucking character. Don't get me wrong, but he seems like he can boil some shit.
Oh yeah, he was a cop and he got in trouble, so now he does TikTok crab boils.
Yeah, and I think like the dump dinner is like the Instagram mom thing that Ron's talking about, where they put down a sheet of plastic and then just dump a normal dinner that's usually served on plates on a plastic tablecloth.
It's fucking ridiculous. It's like humanity is going backwards.
Yeah, well, if you come and dump fucking food in the middle of the table like that, like spaghetti or some shit, like we're gonna have a fucking problem. Like, go the fuck on. I mean, I'm a savage, but I'm
Ron.
not that kind of savage, all right?
Top 10 stupid viral trends of 2023 that
Oh,
prove
there
that
it is.
idiocracy is coming true.
Is that one of
Hold
them?
on, let me get my shit
Number
on here.
10. Great Britain crowns a new king. That one's for you. Why do you still have fucking royalty?
Is
Beats
Ron
me.
What is
required?
that?
Beats
Is
me.
Ron required to refer to him as His Highness?
I'm just gonna put it out here. He's a fucking clown anyway. That dude's a fucking clown. Fuck right off.
Did I tell you guys that I almost worked directly for him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
Ron almost was a servant of the king.
I was.
Ah,
Yeah.
Number
Life
9.
choices.
It's raining snakes. Did you
What
guys
the fuck is
did
that?
you guys see the lady whose a snake fell from the sky on her arm? And a hawk
No.
attacked her arm?
Whoa. Damn.
Her arm looked like it was fucking shredded meat. Look it up, you guys. Everybody look it up on their computer right now.
What am I supposed to type?
Snake falls from
Snake
sky.
falls from sky on lady's arm.
Okay.
from sky.
And see her arm.
Oh, on a woman in Texas?
Yeah,
On
oh,
woman.
Texas.
oh, that's why Texas. Everything's
Did you see
bigger
her
in
arm?
Texas.
My
you
money
see
would have
her
been
arm?
on Florida.
Sorry, I'm getting sidetracked by all the other videos. 20 deadliest snake encounters.
Yeah, Ron's
You
searching women snake videos and he's
Oh,
gonna be
no.
gone for a few minutes.
It's
There
called-
is a drop from the sky, doesn't happen
Whoa.
every day, and that almost
Ooh, look.
You see her arm? Do you see a picture of her arm?
This has got a bit sinister, not gonna lie. There's a guy getting bit in the face. A guy's
You
last,
are healed.
a guy's last words before being killed in front of his daughter. Jim, what is this?
Did you see her arm?
Yeah, it looks like something out of a zombie film.
Yeah. Yeah.
So hold on, how long did the hawk have her arm to turn it
I
into
don't know,
that?
but that's fucking nasty.
What's
Number 8?
Jim? What is number 8?
Number 8. Burning Man gets stuck in the mud.
Ah, that shit was funny as fuck.
That
Are
was
we
so
fucking
funny.
stupid? Are we fucking that stupid?
Burning Man.
Hey, I've
Idiocracy.
always wanted to go. I always
Seeing all
wanted to
the
go to Burning Man just
millionaires.
once.
All the millionaires and billionaires
Saving the world.
scramble out of there.
I'm having to Google this. Burning
Number
Man
7.
Mud.
You don't know what that is, Ron?
Nope.
It's because Ron spends all of his time like
It's a bunch of people
In
that
Scotland.
Working.
in
In Scotland.
Fucking Scotland. Okay, I've got so many tabs open. How Burning Man Festival descended into mud and chaos. I'll leave that one for
See?
later. Thanks, Jim.
All right,
seven.
number 7. Barbenheimer.
what?
I think Jim could say anything,
Barbenheimer.
and I would laugh. Barb.
You guys don't
What the
remember
What the
Barbenheimer?
fuck? What the fuck was that?
When Barbie and Oppenheimer came out, and
Oh.
everybody had to do it,
Oh, that was a
and
fucking
everybody
shit
had to
show.
go to both movies, and it was the stupidest fucking thing ever.
Barben.
I
Barbenheimer.
my wife watched
They actually
Barbie the
made a
other day. She
fucking
said it was the
name
most
for it.
ridiculous thing she's ever seen.
Number 6.
Or Oppenheimer.
Barbenheimer. Number 6. Grimace shakes.
What the fuck?
The purple shake.
Grimace.
Yeah, but it wasn't just the purple shake. It went viral of people pouring the shakes over themselves like they were fucking zombies from the Grimace shake.
Hey,
What
did
the
you see the
fuck
picture
have
the
I
other day that
done?
had the there was the Grimace shake with the purple butt plug sitting next to it? Did you see that?
Right. Yeah.
I did.
We
I'm
are
missing
getting
out
that
on all the
much
good
closer
stuff.
to idiocracy. Number 5. Red fucking boots.
Oh, those fucking red
is that-
boots.
Did you see
Is
the
that
red
Kanye?
boot trend, Ron?
What's
Oh, horrible.
what is
Horrible.
fucking Google red boots? I can't just type in red boots. Red boots what?
Big
Size
red
4
boots.
They
women?
look like fucking
No.
Mario
Big-
boots
big
that
red
people
boots.
wore for fashion.
Big
They're
red.
all
Type in big red
smooth and
boots.
Stiff. And
Type in big red boots.
Type in big red boots.
Big red boots.
her ramrod.
Fuck is
Say
that?
her ramrod.
Oh, God.
Yeah, what did your autocomplete want to do with that one, Ron?
Yeah. See if you turn it on its side.
People wore big red fucking stupid boots.
Oh my god, people! Oh, there's photos of people wearing them. What is this?
You guys don't have those over there?
Number 4.
Fuck me! Nobody walks around like Super Mario here. Yeah,
you got
plumbers.
Number
that,
4.
I wish I could get a set of those. I would definitely send them to you, Ron. I want to see you tromping around the garden center in those fucking things.
God, collecting
Could
coins.
have helped you.
Number 4.
God,
Trump's
Right, buddy?
mugshot.
Trump's mugshot.
Ah, that was a big deal.
Did he get arrested or something?
Just for a second.
Yeah.
Let me see.
You can only get arrested for a second as a president.
Right,
Yeah.
there's loads of different fucking versions here. Is it the one where he's looking really, really angry?
With the suit and tie on.
Yeah. Oh dear, that is a mugshot.
Number 3. Ocean Gate.
33 million turds.
Fucking video game joystick fucking submarine blows up searching the Titanic.
Fucking
Yeah.
80-year-old
Oh.
Logitech Xbox 360 controller. I mean, they couldn't even get a current fucking controller. No. We're going to get this old janky ass Logitech one. Fuck you.
Really?
When did that happen?
Yeah.
That felt like longer ago than this year.
No, that was this year.
This is here.
I think
We're
Tom was
stupid
Number 2.
here.
I think Tom was waiting to
2.
talk to us about his lights, but he's left.
Number 2.
That ship has sailed.
Number 2. Stupid as shit. Proving we're getting closer to idiocracy. Is it a bear or a man in a bear suit?
What the? Is this just American shit? Man in a bear suit? What did I Google for this?
Where was that? I don't remember that one.
You don't remember that? It went viral. Everybody's like, is that a bear or is that a man in a suit? It's not a real bear. It's a man in a suit.
I was
The
watching a
sunroof.
comedy show, and this was definitely part of the sketch. So yeah, it's definitely been a thing.
People argued, no, it's not a bear. That's a man in a suit.
Is it in
Well,
a
people
Chinese zoo?
Maybe those are
Yeah,
people
look
that have
up
never
one
seen a
right
fucking bear.
Car or something?
Look up a sun bear.
Jim just did that as I opened the photo. So it's a man in a costume in a Chinese zoo, apparently.
No, it's a real bear. Or is it a man in a suit?
Well, you fucking tell me, Jim. What was the consensus?
Hey, look up sun bear.
Oh my god, some of the photos, they fucked with them so badly. Oh my
That's
god.
the problem with looking into this shit. There's so many fucking hilarious idiots online who take the real story, tweak it to make it even funnier, and then I swallow that shit like it's a fucking truth. I'm getting too stupid
Number
and
one.
old to keep up with when I'm being fooled.
Well, I hope
Stop
all
swallowing
23
everything.
viewers, I hope all 23 viewers of this epic video we're filming are Googling along with us.
Number
Number
one,
one, Jim, come on.
proof that we're getting closer to idiocracy. Reefy as fuck was formed.
I fucking knew it. I knew it.
Yep.
This is where you insert the Curb Your Enthusiasm music, Ron.
Excuse me. Oh man, is there a real number one or is that it?
That's it. That's it.
Well done, Jim. Fucking bravo.
Thanks, Jim.
Yeah.
I have
that was
learned
good.
so much fucking nonsense in the last 10 minutes. And by the
We
way,
need to,
is that a
we need to
bear?
get Jim set up with a desk and like a New York skyline behind. One to embrace the Letterman character.
What grinds his gears? Definitely. You, Lindsay Lohan, you do. What is it you want, Lindsay? You want nothing. Oh, it's just Family Guy.
I've got top 10 X rated.
Well,
Oh, are we going to pause the recording?
John McClane has already done a little bit of that for us. He's also now showing us he has a boot with a
Yeah.
nipple on his ceiling.
That is a nice nipple on the ceiling.
Where's the mirror?
Bow chicka wow wow.
Oh, Thomas is back. Thomas, do you want to talk about your lighting?
I run 2 Viper Spectras. With the lenses removed, over a 65 gallon, and 2 Ally Express bars. I run probably about 300 power at the top of my rock work and about 200 on the sand bed.
So when you say you've removed the lenses, so you don't mean you've upgraded them like Jason has. You've just taken them off entirely.
Yeah.
Oh, and so what's the
Interesting.
thinking behind that? Does that give
It evens out the power, so there's not like hot spots. I used
Yeah,
to have
'cause
a hot spot of like 750 in the middle of them, and it takes it,
power?
yeah, and it takes them down to about
What?
350. Yeah, it was 750.
Holy!
How
fuck,
high
that
are
is
your
dumb
lights
for
off
me.
of your tank?
8 inches.
In
Ah.
underwater?
Yeah.
Holy shit, man.
They're actually sitting on top of the Acropora. The Acropora are growing and making them
Out of it.
slightly higher.
I'd like to actually test that. I may have to do
Don't
that.
put your lights in your tank, Jason.
I'm not gonna. No, but I'd like to test it
Idiocracy
and
number
see.
one.
But
see what
mine are like right next to each other because it's only 36 inches across, and 2 lights are 36 inches across, just about.
Fucking hell,
Ah.
you have gone to town on lights.
Yeah.
Right.
750 par.
Is that what you're shooting for?
Damn.
No, that's not what. That's why I took the lenses off. I was shooting for 400,
And what are you getting now with them off?
about 350.
Oh, perfect. And are you happy with the lights? What kind of how long do you run them every day?
I run them probably about the Viper Spectra is probably about 8 hours a day, and then the Ally bars are on probably 10.
So Jim was talking earlier about blue to white, and as soon as you bring white into the spectrum, it kind of completely overtakes the blue. Is that the same experience you have as well?
Yeah, I run 10, and my tank's like probably about, I'd say like a 14K Phoenix bulb look like. I don't know if you remember Metal Highlights.
Oh, I've heard of them.
Yeah, I don't like a blue tank. I like more of a white tank.
Yeah, they're basically organic, Ron.
So does anyone else have anything else they want to add to the discussion on lighting? Because we actually stayed on subject really well. I'm quite proud of you all.
Yeah. Pretty good.
I have
Better than I expected.
on Google
Good
now.
topic.
Yeah, I need to just decide what the next one's going to be and when suits everybody to join in again. I'm trying to start with just kind of like simple, kind of like basic, 100% necessary things for a tank before we go into. Because I want to talk to those of you that use Calc and things like that. I'd like to get into that because for me personally, I don't know enough about it, and I'd much prefer to talk to you guys about it than watch asswipe on YouTube just spew his opinion on me. I'd like to speak to someone who has actual solid evidence of the good and the bad. Why you use it, why you used to use it, maybe, you know. But I know for a fact that nearly everything that Jim does on his tank is, you know, he doesn't want to spend the money on it. But, you know, he's found ways around it, and he's DIYing his own nice tank. Here it comes.
Chromie, sir. Looking for love. Let's do it in the morning.
Was that them talking?
Makes sense.
Yeah, then you get the rest of the day to just let your underpants soak up what else comes out. And you can stand in public just kind of like trying to separate it from your underwear. Just, oh man, should have just shook that last wee bit of jelly off.
Piss and streamers.
Streamers, is that what you call them?
You know, sometimes, you know, he goes both ways.
Oh, the post-sex pee stream.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite Family Guy scenes when it's Jean-Luc Picard.
So you notice the male, he flares his fins when he's ready to do this, and the females put their fins down, and even their tail gets really thin.
So like a kind of domination thing. So he's like,
You've been watching a lot of Chromis fucking, haven't you? Like, you've been watching a whole lot.
See, he's flared. They're not.
Jim is going to open a OnlyFins account.
oh.
Did anyone get this one? Yeah.
No, I don't have a subscription anymore. It's been cancelled.
My mom got me one, and that's been filling it out for me as a present. But they got a new Tang they discovered that is pretty fucking sweet.
A new Tang?
This thing.
Ooh. So
well, that's going to be $10,000.
So it's a Canthurus then. So what are they calling it?
Well, I'm only looking at pictures. I'm not a good reader yet.
So is it a hybrid, or have they actually found this?
It's somewhere super it's only in a certain spot so far. They've only found it in one place. I haven't read it yet.
I'm sure our pal with the massive fuck off tank will have 500 of them next week.
That'd be cool to see one though. Swimming
Absolutely.
around.
How much you think those are going to be when they hit the hobby?
I don't even know if they'll hit the hobby.
Weren't those things like $5,000 or something like that?
$5,000.
I saw it.
They were some ridiculous number.
Biota. It was like three. It was still like 2,500 or something, or $3,000 wholesale.
So like probably five retail.
No, dude, I've seen them go. At first, they were 20 grand. The first one sold for 20 grand, and then they went down to 15. Now they're like 10.
Man, you know,
10 was the price I remembered. What did they look like as adults?
They're sweet. They're actually cool, but not that money. They're sweet fish, but not money. Obviously.
Look, some of you guys have been in this hobby for a long time. But you know as well as I do. From time to time, you will just randomly lose a fucking fish at no fault of your own. Just poof, done.
Dude, yeah.
What happened? Can you imagine losing a $10,000 fish, a $1,000 fish?
I wonder if you get like a weird.
I mean, maybe for the ballers here, like Ron and Russ, like that'd be okay. But like the rest of us, like, I mean, I'd die
for those glamour tanks.
Yeah, well, you know, the ballers here, they got the monies. You know, that's not me. I mean, you know,
I have a price limit for fish that I will never ever go over.
What is it?
£200.
What's that in dollars?
That
doesn't. Pounds don't mean shit to me.
$230, $240. But that
or fish, you said, or
I've only ever spent that on my Achilles tang. And
that's reasonable.
Even then,
I mean, and even that's big money in my world. That's big money.
I totally agree with you.
But it's reasonable. That's a reasonable number.
Still a lot of money for a fish, in my opinion.
Yeah,
Well,
like
it
what
is,
is it?
but for certain fish, I get it. You
The
know,
biota Cuban basslets, the yellow ones are what, $600? Cool fish.
nope,
But again, that's
nope.
because I'm not willing to absorb that loss. Like equipment, gadgets you can resell, they have retain some kind of value, but livestock to me it is not an investment. It is the money's gone.
It's a pet.
Yeah.
That is
I mean, that's
pretty
like
fish.
spending 20 grand on a dog. Like, I don't get it.
I
do
feel
feel
differently.
Yeah,
Coral
right.
versus fish. Coral versus fish, I feel differently. Coral potentially is immortal, but still
In the right
could
hands.
die.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. Yeah, but that basslet, I've never even heard of that. That is a pretty fish, but it's not that fucking pretty.
Yeah, but that was one of the things when I went to WWC, and like you start looking at some of the prices on some of their corals and it's like $2,000, and I'm like, that's
pretty
cool, but
ridiculous.
I'm not. I mean, now don't get me wrong, like a scully that's like this big and is crazy colored, I get it, but like, no,
It's
I could
still
kill
a
that shit in a minute.
It's still a
Believe me.
saltwater bumhole, isn't it? At the end of the day, that's what Scully is. It's a fucking
Yeah.
penis.
It absolutely
Don't
is.
want- paint your fucking asshole any color you fucking want. It's not worth that amount of money. Still shit flying
No.
out of it. They eat and shit out of the same hole.
Out of the same hole. That's right.
Damn.
I mean,
Kiss your mother with those lips.
That's why they're so fascinating.
tank will be going great. You think you can add stuff. You get corals, and for no apparent reason, all of the corals you buy will do fine, and then one just croaks. You can't attribute it to anything. There's just always that risk of something not making the adjustment. And
Yeah, dude, I've
everyone's got a different
killed a
budget
ton of stuff.
on what they're willing to lose. I mean, I'd rather spend $400 on a frag pack and get 20 frags than buy 3 a la carte pieces at the same price point.
I mean, I think the most I've ever spent on a coral is like $50.
Yeah, most
I
I've
think.
ever spent
Same, I
was
don't-
95, and it was that wicked
mean,
bucket about
but-
cold.
I will buy some little tiny shit like this big and try to grow it, as opposed to buying something that's, that's already big and going to cost me. It's like that torch in my tank that I can't get to grow. I mean, I paid like $35 for it. If it grows, eventually it'll be potentially worth, $100 or $150, but like, I'll just buy it small and try to grow it, as opposed to spending huge money.
I never looked at any of my coral as being a value. It's all disposable to me.
I mean, and let's be honest,
if
here,
I'm
if it
gonna buy
wasn't
it.
for Russ, like that Duncan's probably worth, if you were to go sell it to somebody, would probably be worth $400. If you really think about it, I wouldn't be able to spend that on a coral.
Yeah, I think it was what, $75 from ORA, and that was like a year of growth.
And it's
I need to sell them.
I can't believe that it grew that much in a year. Like that.
It's hungry. Feed it.
It's a sweet
Target
piece.
feed it. It's
No
fun to
shit.
watch. Value is just a funny thing, though. Like any hobby, and again, this is a silly hobby that's not cheap, no matter how economically you try to do it. But like, people spend more on the latest Jordans or a watch, or
No shit.
like that's what they're into collecting. And like, I think it's dumb, but at the same time, I'm like, well, at least your Rolex isn't gonna die one day, and just you still have something.
A Rolex is an investment, if you think about it, like, because those things don't go down in price; they only go up.
Or like clothes, you like design,
Mostly.
like whatever people are into. Like at least they have something. At the end of the day, I'm like, I'm so stupid. I'm wasting money on stuff that's just going to disappear one day. I'm going to walk in the office and it's going to be fucking coral soup. And then I'm going to clean it all out and do it again and have nothing to show for it.
You know what?
Well, that's why. That's why my wife isn't involved in the hobby anymore. Because when we started this, she was involved, but we just couldn't. We kept losing stuff, and she's like, "Fuck that, I'm out." And I'm like, "No, fuck it, I'm in it." So, but she's like, "No, I'm not." So
Yeah, it's stupid. It's fucking stupid.
It's a
Yeah.
really stupid fucking hobby.
That's why I couldn't buy shit. Like you guys seen my tank, it's one $15 frag that I grew big enough to split into 3, and that's how I filled my tank. Because I was not gonna spend, $1,000 on corals.